Hi, we're ready to start again with false images. Your future is not set in stone. We left off last time learning about Athaliah. We're in 2 Kings chapter 11. And I want to read to you from the scriptures a part of this story. Now remember, I told you that her son had just died, and so she would no longer have her position of authority and influence and manipulation, because then once one of the Ahaziah's children took the throne, then their mother would be the queen mother. And Athaliah, she was not satisfied with that. Let's see what she did. 2 Kings chapter 11 verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, the king, she arose, and you're not going to believe what she did, and destroyed all the seed royal. The woman killed her grandchildren. She wiped out all that could challenge or that could sit on the throne. She sent out her executioners and murdered the future. She killed her own grandchildren and any children of her son Ahaziah. This is just about the worst of the worst. But thankfully, God had another unknown or lesser known, uncommonly known lady in the picture. Listen to the rest of this story. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah. Okay, now this was not Athaliah's daughter, but like a stepdaughter, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons which were to be slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. What this has just told us is that someone decided to intervene, to interrupt the enemy's plans to destroy, and she went in there and stole one of her nephews, because these were her brother's children, and she stole this little boy named Joash. Now, most people believe he was under a year old, and they took him and hid him. Now listen what it says, how long they hid him. In verse 3 of 2 Kings 11, and he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years, and Athaliah did reign over the land. The queen mother, because she had destroyed all the descendants and the rightful heirs to the throne, became the king. The one and only time in Israel's history that this happened. There was an impostor on the throne. This was a reason for treason. And she reigned all this time, almost 7 years, and she followed in her mother Jezebel's steps. Idol worship, heathen ways, ignoring the ways of God. Now, let me tell you what's so remarkable about this. Do you know who Joash was? He was the last remaining thread of hope. He was the last of the line of David. He would be part of the lineage that led from David right to our Messiah, Jesus. can't you see what the enemy had in mind? Can't you see what he has in mind in your life? When he rushes in to destroy your last thread of hope? Don't you know that during this time, during this 6 to 7 year period, that the people who did love the Lord and who wanted to remain faithful to Him, how they must have felt, how abandoned they may have thought they were? Oh, but there was hope. There was hope because one woman decided to stand up and make a difference. Jehoshaphat and her husband was the high priest. The high priest. And he knew about the ways of God. And he stayed true to those teachings. And during that time, while they had that child hid away, they began to learn and teach and train him. And we'll find out what happens and how everything turns around, because although one enemy had destruction in mind, a very wise and courageous woman and her husband made a difference and thwarted the plans of the enemy. They developed a strategy, all right.